Political drama in Millersville shows no signs of ending anytime soon.
City Manager Scott Avery is terminated. That's him getting up and leaving the chambers. The city spent thousands of dollars in a nationwide search for their new police chief. And then after a month, they fired him. The newly appointed city manager will fire the brand new police chief without explanation.
Yet Mayor Tommy Long ended tonight's meeting only 2 minutes after it started.
And new information this morning out of Millersville following last night's 3-minute-long special meeting by the Board of Commissioners.
Yeah, it was a commission meeting that quickly turned into a shouting match.
Our town broken?
Our town is extremely broken.
What I have an issue with is the lack of transparency.
I believe in transparency. And just being transparent, I had no idea he was going to be canned.
17 firefighters walking off the job in protest after the city fired their chief Tuesday. Now just one firefighter remains.
The fire department bays behind me are closed in Millersville, and they may end up staying that way.
Every volunteer firefighter in Millersville walked out this week after their chief was fired.
The Millersville Fire Department is empty today after all of the volunteer firefighters quit.
After a series of city leaders were fired, the commission meeting devolved into chaos.
Mayor Long would eventually end the meeting as dozens lined up to sign petitions demanding he step down from office.
But people living in the city are still concerned about their safety.
You can't trust your government, your city government.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Squatch Watches Meetings channel. Tonight's meeting comes from Millersville, Tennessee, and just like we saw in Monessen, the council is going to terminate the city manager, but not without some political grandstanding. Right, let's get into it.
Item number 14. To consider and vote on whether to retain or terminate the employment of the current city manager, Scott Avery, and if action is taken to terminate, to appoint an interim city manager to serve at the will of the commission until such time that a permanent city manager is appointed. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to terminate the employment of the current city manager, Scott Avery, and if terminate, to appoint an interim city manager to serve at the will of the board of the commission until such time a permanent city manager is appointed.
Motion been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Are there any discussion?
Yes, sir, I do have some discussion. I think there's a obvious appearance of open meeting violation on this item, and I would like this item tabled until we can properly consider and take this into account. We have not discussed this in an open meeting. There's been no disciplinary action on our city manager. We've had lots of great growth with this city, and I don't understand why this was brought to a regular meeting. And I don't know how you, Alicia, can vote on this, and you've been elected and sworn in for less than 10 minutes.
Actually, it was 17 minutes ago, but who's counting?
Like, I don't understand how you could even make that decision when you've only been here tonight. So, you know, I think that I actually emailed, and I'm going to file a formal complaint. Did you get that email, Jack? And I think that we need to table this.
Yeah, before we go any further, Alicia, since you've been elected, have you been to see Scott Avery, city employees, or any of the department heads?
These are great questions. I'm assuming he's asking because if she hasn't, how can she make an informed decision to vote on terminating the city manager? If she has, it may be an informed decision and one that is the will of the employees. If she hasn't, this is also an informed decision, but one informed by her fellow elected commissioners.
I have spoken with Scott Avery, yes.
Since you were elected?
Since the election.
Yes.
Milton, have you been to see anybody talk to Scott?
I've spoken with you on several occasions. Yes. Okay.
So based on that conversation, you're willing to terminate our current city manager? That seems really irresponsible. I'm just saying, but, you know.
Tommy, why was this motion even considered? Why was it brought up?
And not at a work session.
We don't know nothing. You blindsided us before on this. You blindsided us when it came to News Channel 4 and News Channel 5. You broke the ethics of this commission. You stepped all over the city charter, and we have proof on that. And I think it would be a good time right now to apologize to the Millersville Police Department for going behind our backs, the city manager's back, and the police department's back. And what got me, you announced yourself as the mayor of Millersville on News Channel 4 and News Channel 5, and the police department's here. Now would be a good time to apologize because you didn't tell the truth.
Well, we're waiting.
That is your opinion?
It's the truth.
Your opinion.
No,
Your
it's the
opinion.
truth. That's what it is.
Transparency. Were you guys the ones that called post? Alicia, you better watch who you're listening to. I'm just saying. I don't even know how you can vote with. I don't even understand that. So what grounds do you have to dismiss our city manager? What has he done? Has he invested?
I'd like to hear it from all three of you.
Yeah, I'd like to know why you guys think
Why do you want his job?
Okay, Elisa, go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, look, he's already throwing you under the bus.
Let's recap this real quick. The mayor wants to fire the city manager. These two council members asked why, and the mayor threw the question to a council member who was sworn in 20 minutes ago. Wild.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly. When the city manager is hired, he is hired. He's hired for 12 months. And if we terminate him within that 12-month period, then we have to give him an explanation as to why. But after a year, we don't have to give an explanation.
He might not have to give an answer, but the people he's elected to serve deserve one. At least he didn't say some political jargon like, "We're going in a new direction."
You have to give an answer.
We are moving in a new direction.
Okay, so
Yes,
you're not
you
being
do.
transparent
Yes, you
to
do.
the citizens,
You
and
got
I'm
to.
the citizen. I want to know why you're going to take. We've been through so many city managers. Why would you do? Has he done anything? What do you have that says he's not doing a great job?
I think the people this last election they voted.
No.
They wanted change.
No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna pass. Hell no. Don't lie to us again.
I'll just say, it is my strong recommendation that you do not proceed with this tonight.
You'll get a suit again. Absolutely.
And I want to know next. I want to know why.
No touching! No touching! No touching! No touching!
It's not my place to be in your politics.
You don't have proof. You don't have proof. You don't have proof. You didn't have quiet. You didn't have proof. Quiet, please. You didn't have proof of our police department being corrupt, did you? None. Let him talk. Apologize.
I don't have to answer to you.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
They're right there. You broke our charter, our ethics. They're at the police department. Apologize to them. Don't slap on me.
You're out of order.
None of us out of order. We're not out of order. You can't tell us what to do.
You're the same one as we are.
You're
Don't
not
come
our
up
boss.
here trying to act
Read
like
the
that.
city charter. Well, you know our feelings up here, and you know how we feel. You have not been truthful with the city. You've hurt our city. You've hurt our commission. You've embarrassed our city. You embarrassed our police department. It's unfounded what you said.
Yeah.
And the results were true. There's nothing wrong with our police department.
Any discussion?
Any discussions?
Yeah, I think it would be in your best
Mayor.
interest.
Was that what I thought it was? Let's hear that again.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah, pretty sure someone just farted into the microphone. And one more time, just to be sure.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Mayor, I'm sorry, can I see? There's a motion on the floor to terminate me. There was a second to that motion. That motion has to be withdrawn in order to consider the motion to table. You can't have two motions going at once. So somebody has to withdraw the motion to terminate me to consider the second, consider the second motion to table this.
And you believe this city manager? He's actually correcting them on the proper procedure about his own termination. What an absolute Chad.
So you're voting to terminate Scott Avery?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why y'all are in a hurry to fire somebody with no discussion or credible proof or any kind of disciplinary file that says he's done anything that's wrong.
Original motion to terminate. We're going to do a roll call vote.
Roll call. Shabuya. Yeah, yeah. Shabuya. Roll call.
Commissioner Gregory.
No.
Commissioner Template.
No.
Commissioner Hewling. Yes. Commissioner Dars.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion carries 3-2. At this time,
Sorry, Scott.
we'll have a 10-minute recess. Everybody stay in here as much as you can.
They really should have cut the video feed here, but they didn't, and we get this city council gold.
Thank you.
Alicia, I don't even know how you
I
can.
can't believe you, Alicia.
What do you know that's gonna fire? Like that is just. You are so in bed with these guys. It's ridiculous. Oh my.
I asked that city attorney right over there.
And you
And he said,
will
"Will you
Be quiet.
I have the email.
You're out of order.